Mafia, are you ready?
He said, "Are you ready?"
This is Brotherly Love Wrestling Podcast, your first stop for everything professional wrestling. So sit back and enjoy wrestling talk at its finest with your hosts, Larry Hall and Joe Corrado.
Titan Championship Wrestling, the event Mount Olympus. Vik and Hale have asked the powers that be to please provide us with the biggest and the baddest competition. Vik and Hale have a lot to prove, and on November the 20th at Titan Championship Wrestling, we intend on proving it. And the two guys that they have put in our face are Ross and Bradley. They had to go all the way to South Philly. You can smell them coming. You can almost smell the cheese whiz. Oh, the cheese whiz. With extra onions and peppers. Oh, on that hoagie roll. Oh. Listen, you two guys, Ross and Bradley, you stand in the way from Vik and Hale, the Now, showing the entire wrestling world that we have arrived.
Welcome everybody to Brotherly Love Wrestling, and on today's show, we have one half of the Now.
I promised the people the Now, and I got half.
Yes, Mr. Vik Dalishus. At least he's here.
We got at least got one part of the Now. We got the Now and the later.
Yeah. So don't
We're
be surprised.
here right now. This is Now.
This is Now.
We are in the Now.
There is no other Now other than Now.
Yeah, I wonder what Hale's doing in his version of Now.
Doesn't exist.
He
He goes back to the simulation. Boy, that conversation could get deep, huh?
It wouldn't be the weirdest. It really wouldn't be the weirdest. It would be the most confusing for me because I would definitely get lost in that one.
Mm-hmm.
What if we talk about that you live in a simulation?
I'm already lost. See, like,
How many times have you seen your neighbors go grocery shopping?
how many times have I seen them go grocery
Yeah,
shopping?
like how many times have you seen your neighbors just like bring home groceries and put them away?
Not many.
Yeah, man. So what the fuck?
I don't know. I mean, I've seen my neighbors grocery shop plenty of times. I'm confused by that question.
You have?
Yeah.
You've seen your neighbors go and like go get groceries, come home and like put them away and everything, like take them out of their car?
Yeah, because we grocery shop at the same place. It's literally behind my house. So
well, maybe that's
shopping.
okay. That's a little different then, maybe.
Okay.
But like,
I also don't pay
I live
attention
with,
to
like,
anything
people
anyone
around
else
me.
does.
Well, that's kind of crazy too. But like, I've never seen anybody around where I live. Like, how do these people? Do they eat? Do they ever bring food home? Do they ever like?
Where's your
never see them do
closest
anything.
neighbor?
I could throw a rock at them right outside the door.
Okay.
I have people around, man.
I think
I never see them go grocery shopping though.
Are you looking for it? Like you
Sometimes.
peeking out the window? Like, when is this guy going grocery? You got
Just like you would notice.
You would-
They see me bring groceries home.
Maybe they
I
get
bring
everything
groceries home.
delivered.
You'd see the truck.
Obviously, he doesn't see the truck either.
I'm just saying, man.
Maybe they're very thin people. Maybe they live off the land.
It's a really good argument for the simulation. That's all.
I don't know. Now, see, you already lost me with the simulation. Either way, Hale isn't here, so
Yes.
the simulation is broken.
And Now is here though. How you guys doing? It's been so long.
Yeah, last
Hasn't-
time we talked to you, you were getting in. We could see you were getting into shape at that point.
That was still pandemic though. Last time we
And-
talked to you, right?
Yes, yeah.
Isn't it still pandemic?
I was going to say we haven't really left it yet.
No, yeah, but we weren't pre-pandemic.
Oh, declare it done. That'd be over.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
yeah.
That'd be
But-
Pandemic's over.
We kept saying you were getting into wrestling shape, and
Mhm.
now when we're having you on, leading up to this Saturday for Titan Championship Wrestling,
Yep.
you guys then now will be wrestling guys from South Philly, Ross and Bradley.
Yeah, man. Big dude, 6'7". I haven't wrestled a guy that's that big in a very long time, so it's going to be quite the challenge. And of course, I get a chance to wrestle somebody that big when I'm at my smallest. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you should be
Kinda-
quicker.
I am quicker,
Can
much quicker, and I actually I feel I'm aerodynamic, so
Yeah,
maybe
so
I'll
you-
fly through the air a little better.
Yeah, so you're going to be hitting a lot of top ropes and some topes.
You know, man, I posted on my Instagram probably like 2 weeks ago. I did a drop down and a drop kick where shoot the guy off, do a drop down, jump up and do a drop kick. And it may seem like the smallest thing. Like you see wrestlers do drop kicks all the time, but like what the journey I've been on with my leg and like the stuff that I've done with my rehab and all that stuff, it was just like I just you have a lot of doubt about yourself and stuff, and you don't know what you can do. And like we had already wrestled a match a few weeks ago, and September 5th, we wrestled Samu and Lance Anawahi, and the match was really good. Like we had a great match, just didn't do a whole lot of like crazy stuff. Wasn't jumping around like super.
It wasn't
nuts.
it wasn't
So,
really physical, overly physical.
Yeah, I mean it was overly physical, but those Samoans know how to chop. But
not in the sense of where you're doing a lot of leg work and jumping around.
No, I wasn't drop kicking, wasn't doing kip ups, wasn't doing things like that. So just doing a drop kick and being able to jump off my leg, get up there at the weight that I am and how I look and stuff. I'm just feeling really good and excited to like get out there and show everybody like what I feel like in shape, sober Vik Dalishus can do. So that's kind of my point to prove on out there.
Yeah, we can't. I mean, I know I can't wait to see it because the last time we did see you in a wrestling ring, that at least us two have seen you in a wrestling ring, is when you came out of House of Hardcore. Actually, I think it was the last House of Hardcore event, and Alex, help me out, Reynolds.
Yeah, Reynolds. Oh yeah, that's right.
Hit your knee and took you out.
They were running an angle that
Yep.
we didn't know was gonna end.
Yeah,
It was the second to last one, wasn't it? Because I did commentary at the last one.
that's
Yes.
right. Yes,
Correct.
It was
Yeah.
second to last House of Hardcore. But yeah, he kicked my leg out from under my leg right
Mhm.
there. And yeah, it's weird, right? Isn't that weird how that worked out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy has
Didn't
been
even-
talking about bringing it back though.
No, he hasn't.
But he threw it out there.
Oh, House of Hardcore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard him say something about it the other day. I mean, there's so much talent out there right now.
Well,
That'd be
that's-
awesome.
That's what led to it. He rattled off like 7 people that had just gotten released, and he's like, "Oh, maybe I need to put together another House of Hardcore show." Or he needs to
Does.
to regroup.
I agree.
Why did he stop that?
The wrestling climate just changed and moved away from that being something that was worth his extra time. I think he took on extra responsibilities at Impact, and with everybody signing with AEW and Impact gobbling people up, and NXT was at the point where they were trying to lock people down. It just became like a big headache to try and coordinate everybody's schedules, and it becomes what was just a labor of love is just a labor, with not a tremendous amount of results on the other end of it. So, and that's just me speaking from what I saw as a person. Like that's not any inside information, but Tommy's had a rough go of it this year. I had dinner with him not too long ago, and I feel a lot of criticism that he got from that television show that he did was unwarranted. It was a culture of people blowing something up and making it something that I don't feel it necessarily was with that intention. If it was said with the intention that the internet wanted you to believe, then of course that wouldn't be appropriate. But there was some editing that went on with that, and it just was like a weird thing to sit through. And Tommy's been very good to me and to my family, and he has daughters. I have daughters, or have a daughter, and he's never been anything but respectful. And anytime I've ever seen him around a female performers, anybody that would even say anything about Tommy Dreamer that way, it's a little bit telling that they don't necessarily know that man. But he's had a rough year of it, and sometimes when that happens, you have to prove yourself again and again when you don't even know that you have to. And it's where you find out what kind of a man you are when you're really tested, right?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him in a while. I mean, Impact wise? Is he still doing things in the back?
Impact put him on leave,
That's right.
and
I
he
did hear
was
about that.
put on leave from Busted Open, but he's back on the radio show now.
I was glad
And
to
I
hear
know
that too.
yeah, me too. And I know Tommy just wrestled indie shows just last weekend, so I know he's back on the horse and back out there doing his thing. So things like that tend to blow over pretty fast when the intention of it wasn't true. You know, it's people move past it pretty quick when it's just, you know, the hot topic to talk about. And what's one guy who's one guy that's never been buried in wrestling? It was Tommy Dreamer. Well, now he got his chance, right?
Yeah, it's so weird, especially coming from that era of wrestling that he was involved in. Like everyone who was around that point in time watching wrestling, they saw what was going on. It's not like anything was hidden. Like the shit that they were doing ECW, like obviously you can't do that today. I mean, and he was speaking from the times of that time period. Wasn't speaking like it was today. It was, I mean, fucking.
It seemed pretty obvious to understand like what was going on there if anybody with half a brain was watching it, to be honest. But it can be taken out of context. And if something is taken out of context, there should be an opportunity for someone to explain themselves. And that didn't necessarily happen there until somebody had already been
Here's the
judged
thing, though.
and crucified.
When the mob gets behind one side of it so quickly and the conclusions are jumped to, when that person does have a chance, because there's always a chance to put something out, especially social media wise. Like you could put out a video and have your explanation, or you can have your explanation, but there's so many conclusions that have been jumped to already that it makes them look it almost makes them look worse when they're trying to explain themselves, because so many people have already made their mind up.
Yeah. So does everybody get their day in court? Does everybody
Not
get the I'm innocent until proven guilty kind of thing? You know,
not in the social media world.
Right. So it's a double standard that we all have to live in this world. And you have to be accountable for what you do and what you say. And if everybody lived that way, we'd be in a far better place.
Mm-hmm.
So accountability for the things that you do and the things that you say would take everybody a far long way. And that includes things that you type.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is
the internet has led to anonymous opinions and anonymous posting, and there's no accountability behind that. So you can have a brash opinion without having to
back it up with any evidence.
Yeah, or ever have to face a counter opinion that could debate you. I mean, or just like give you a counter perspective. You know, it's how we end up with a very narrow-minded view when you're not open to other perspectives or other opinions, or even just understanding that videos get fucking edited.
How did that make the air though? Like they had to have seen that and known like this is not going to make Tommy Dreamer look good.
It's Dark Side of the Ring. They want to expose everything. It's what the show
but they
is
want
set to do.
They originally wanted to expose the story, not the people that they had brought in to tell these stories. That was never the intention. The first season, like up until that moment, like there was never anybody that was.
I don't think the filmmakers probably agreed with what a lot of people were saying about Tommy Dreamer. I don't think, obviously,
but
the way they were looking at it.
Yeah, but they know how it was edited to look.
That's true.
They had to have known that wasn't going to come off the right way. It was very. It was very shocking the next day because I saw everything. Like Flair was trending, and then for some reason the next day Dreamer was trending with Flair. I was like, because I didn't see it, I was like, "What the fuck happened?"
I think there was all of them that were trending the next day. Flair, Van Dam, Just Incredible, Tommy Dreamer, like the whole crew of them. So, you know, it's just another thing that was something to talk about. It's how it sucks being on one side of it, and it's the first time that I've got to see someone that I know really kind of go through that big of an ordeal. You know, I think there was something about like mentions of his name like 1,000 times a minute or something like that. It was like something ridiculous for a few days, and like I can't imagine having somebody talk about you negatively 1,000 times a minute for hours and hours and days. Like, you'd have to just turn it all off, you know?
You have
Mhm.
And, you know, in this situation, that wasn't something that just stays in the wrestling world. That affects your personal life. He
Oh,
has
absolutely.
daughters who asked him for answers, you know, like that's a very real reality that we all have to experience because we all have families and we all have to be accountable for what we say and do. So, it's not just like you can talk shit about some guy online and cause him to lose his job. You're also affecting his family life. You're affecting their lives. You're affecting everybody that's around them. Oftentimes when things happen online, we can disassociate from the actual like impact that it has on someone's mental health, on their family's mental health, on their actual like reality of how they experience things. So a little more compassion would do everyone a little good, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's saying it mildly.
Mildly.
So
We ain't
Vik-
here to talk about all that, right?
Yeah, no, that's what we wanted to get to. We wanted to get to the
on this
actual
show,
event.
you've been on this show a couple times. We know that we go all over the place. We,
Yeah,
we like
sure.
to bring
Right.
everyone on an emotional roller coaster.
We do ramble. Sometimes I'll take it too far. So you got to reel me back in.
That's all right. He's got to do that with me.
Yeah, I'm used to it. It's nothing new. But yeah, so leading
You've
to
dropped
this
some
match,
pounds, Larry. You dropped some pounds.
I don't know about
No?
that. I think I picked a bunch
No.
up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I guess just your arm looks good there then maybe.
Good. Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
you're at a good angle.
The light's hitting it right at the right angle.
Obviously,
Giving
yeah.
it the right
Yeah.
crease.
So, but with this match, like you said before, you're going to at least get to be a little bit more athletic, being able to jump around a little bit more, and really test your knee and
Leg.
Yep.
or leg knee. Sorry.
We can test the whole thing.
Yeah,
of
of course. And unfortunately, you don't have your tag partner here to give his
We
perspective.
really got to
on
hammer
the-
that point home.
Oh,
He bailed on
On
us
the
for
ring.
the 5th fucking time.
But I mean, other than Titan, which we can't wait to see. We can't wait to see you guys live because it's been forever.
Is this
we've
their
seen a now
first?
match.
Is this their first event?
I believe they had one before.
Did they? Because
I think
they're pretty new.
Yeah.
they're pretty new. And I think they had one before. So this is their second show, I believe.
This is your first, obviously your guys' first
Yep.
match with this company. I mean, how do you look at this company compared to the other companies that you've worked for? I mean, how does this one run? Is it similar?
Yeah, the promoter's been nothing but professional and awesome with us to like set everything up and wanting to like know who we were interested in wrestling and working with, and we were a pretty blank slate. Like we wanted new competition and we're looking for teams to wrestle, and we're at a point right now where there's like not a tremendous amount of time to just waste. So every chance we get to wrestle somebody that's brand new and can make us a little better, maybe we can make them a little better, we want to do it. So it's exciting for us to go to new places. So
Yeah.
we spent a lot of time in like some of the same places for a while,
Mhm.
and it's time to go learn a new hold somewhere else. And that's like an old wrestling saying where they kick you out of a territory kind of thing, go learn a new hold and come back. But we really want to expand a little bit. And as we've grown in the business and we know that there's different areas and different places to work, we've stayed close to home because we started families and we had little kids. And now that they're growing just a little bit and we can get out there a little bit more, we want to enjoy it a little bit. We're not gonna be able to do this forever. I've had it taken away from me once before, and to get a chance to do it again, like I savor every single second of it. And getting a chance to go see some places we never got to see before and do some of the things we never got to do before and wrestle some of the people we never got to wrestle before, like that's what I want to do. And we're in the best shape we've ever been in as a tag team, which is like we've always like tried to get there, where it was always like he looked good or then I looked good and he wasn't ready yet, and like we were always just never timed up right. And for the first time we are in sync. We look as professional as I feel we've ever looked. Our in-ring, I've been in the ring every single week for the last 4 months, and just practicing, and I feel that there's a market for a team like Hale and Vic in this wrestling world. We have a lot of experience. We're hungry. There's nothing we won't do, and there's nothing we won't stop at to prove that we're the best. We really think we're the best. And, I salivate when I watch AEW Dark and they have the Revival, or FTR, excuse me, wrestling these teams. That match, it's a dream match for me. I'm sure it's not for them. No, but you never know. Maybe they do know who we are and all that good stuff, and they've paid attention to good tag team wrestling. But I have a tendency to just always minimize anybody ever knowing who we are. But
I mean, you've been doing this for quite some time. I think maybe they could be aware of you at some, or have caught your name in passing. They are someone that studied the game, though. So they have
studied a lot of wrestling, and it's very obvious as every single match that you watch. I'm impressed by like their timing, their psychology, the way that their matches always look like a real fight. There's just they take you on an emotional ride every single time. Their
attention to detail for tag team wrestling is top notch.
Top notch. It's what I've always strived for, is all those little things and like the little bits of body language, the little story that you tell that you pay off later on. And it's just so good. It's just so good. I love it.
There's little nuances in tag team wrestling that should be like a staple. Like there should always be like that. There should always be that moment where both competitors that are in the ring are down and they're struggling to get to their tag partner. I mean, that's like a staple for tag team wrestling. They do that a lot. I mean, and depending on what angle you're working, they're usually the bad guy. Mm-hmm. So they're usually trying to stop. Like one of the partners will come in and drag them back. Like that's always that thing that you've always seen in tag team wrestling. Like you kind of get away from it. Then you watch them. They're like, their attention to detail for those little things that you remember so fondly about how tag team wrestling was. That and you get like the cool tag team moves like fucking LOD and all those guys. I mean, they got that too.
Yep. Yeah. The other day I was watching them on AEW Dark, and they did. They're getting their heat on somebody. They do a big tag to the fresh young baby face comes in.
The hot tag.
And the hot tag. Both of FTR are down.
Yeah.
So the guy's all ready for them to come and charge at him, and they're just laying there dead. And the guy's like, what do I do? What do I do? And he's like confused a little bit. He turns his back to him, and as soon as he turns his back to him, they get up, and then bam, shatter machine, done, finish. Like it was awesome. That's awesome.
The first team to ever put an end to the hot tag.
It's just such great stuff. Like, oh, here's the tag again. These guys are gonna come in and bump and feed. And like, no, they didn't do any of that. They just like, it's fun to watch. I love that they keep me on my toes when I watch it. It would be a dream match. I love watching those guys wrestle. It's awesome. So
I wanted to stay on that same topic. You mentioned territories, and it's kind of like how it's going back to in the independent scene is like now there's territories. Like there's so many different promotions out there, and they run like everywhere, but they run mainly in their territory. So what territory do you see you and Hale fitting in the most? Like you've done the Northeast.
Yep.
You've run your gamut in the Northeast.
I wouldn't say we've run our gamut. It's New York and Connecticut we spend a lot of time in.
Yeah.
And early in our careers, we spent a lot of time in Massachusetts. And House of Hardcore, we did some Philly. We've not really explored a tremendous amount in Jersey, which is why we've taken the shows that we have. So next Friday, we're in Totowa, New Jersey for Independent Superstars of Pro Wrestling. And then Saturday, we're in Cherry Hill for
Tom's
There's
River.
not Cherry Hill. Tom's River, sorry. It's all the same to me, man.
Us too, really.
Yeah. Tom's River for Titan Championship Wrestling. So Jersey is a place where we want to experience some of the talent there. Pennsylvania, outside of Philly, you go towards Pittsburgh and Western PA, there's a whole other group of talent there. Mm-hmm. And upstate New York too. The Rochester, Buffalo area, there's a whole other group there. So, you can say it's the Northeast, but it's really, there's so many talents, and it's so, there's a lot of saturation in local spots. So
Yeah.
you can find a real good promotion in some different areas. You know, Northeast Wrestling has such a great stranglehold on New York and Connecticut. Their shows are top notch, and they draw really well, and they bring the best wrestlers to the area. So those are the shows you want to be on in that area. And, you know, each place kind of has their
version,
their big, I mean, not their version, but kind of, you know, those are the shows that we're looking for, and to get on places like that. And the thing that we had an opportunity to do when we stayed local was we could tell some stories that were long-term, where we were some like character development and stuff like that. When you're doing these shows where you're brand new, it's really just kind of like one-off matches, and you're just trying to make sure everybody has a good time and has some fun that night. So we're looking for a little bit of both, I feel. So we want to do some of the having some fun, and then some place where we can really sink our teeth into a good story, and somebody can actually, or people can actually see some of the crazy ideas and things that we have going on in this head of ours.
Well, and before the show, I haven't done it yet, but it'll be in post. I'm playing your promo that you guys cut for Titan Championship Wrestling, and you had some disparaging words for the smell of Cheese Whiz, and not only that, Hale seemed disgusted by the word Cheese Whiz.
Yeah.
This guy that isn't even here to defend himself, I'm going to fucking bury him even more. If you put a cheesesteak with Cheese Whiz in front of him, he's fucking eating it.
I've seen him get cheesesteaks before, and he doesn't do the whiz.
He doesn't do the whiz?
No whiz. What they just put cheddar on it? Or provolone?
American, yeah, whatever.
Depending on the place,
okay.
you get some places they'll give you fucking Cooper. Cooper Sharp's top notch.
Cooper, huh?
You never had Cooper Sharp?
Not on a cheesesteak.
You can put that on any sandwich, and it immediately makes the sandwich better. Any sandwich.
But you can't deny that you could smell somebody that just had a cheesesteak coming.
You could say that with a lot of things. I mean, if it's got onions
Including
on it, of course. Anything with onions. You got fried onions on anything, you can smell it from a mile away.
Well, I don't know Bradley or his partner, but I know that Ross, but I do know that how I perceive them is that they enjoy a good, dirty, rotten, stinky cheesesteak.
As well they should.
As
well they should. But you're going to take the dirty out. You're going to take the rotten out because cheesesteaks are phenomenal. You're lucky you're going to Tom's River.
Taking their side.
Of course. We go a ways back there, but as you know,
I think you're mad about the cheesesteak.
I am. I'm not mad about the tag team. I'm mad about the goddamn cheesesteak. You're supposed to speak illy on your competitors, but when you take it personal, I'm going to be offended by that. I know whose skin you're trying to get under, and you did it, you son of a bitch.
And it worked. And I hope it got under their skin, too. And I hope that all the fans of Philadelphia come and bring cheesesteaks. Like, prove me wrong. Bring your best cheesesteak. I'll try them all.
You know what? You got yourself a fucking deal there, Vic. I'll make sure you put that weight back on.
Something tells you with the shape you've been getting yourself in, you're not eating all those cheesesteaks.
I don't know if I could even choke down a cheesesteak at this point.
You would sample a bunch, though. Like a bite of... It's not like you would polish off 6 cheesesteaks.
If you're like, yo, this is the cheesesteak, bro. Like, I know you've had cheesesteaks before.
I can do that with 6 places off the top of my head.
Really?
Yeah. I'll bring you. Well, no, because I'm not going driving that many. They're far apart.
Yeah. I could do that around here with pizza.
Of course. You're in New York.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or chicken wings. I guess some places.
But here's the thing, though. With pizza, it's a lot less dough. You can probably do on a good day, 8 slices.
Ooh, I don't know, man.
I'm saying personally.
Like that's a lot though.
On the
it's a whole pie, right?
Yeah, I could do a whole pie
without smoking weed.
I didn't say I didn't need any fucking enhancement. I didn't need. I could do the PEDs on this.
Okay, well then, yeah, all right. I can see that happening.
I'm not getting tested though.
I can see that go down.
This is solely for the purpose of research.
I did a China buffet not long ago, man, and I had like 5 plates. A lot.
That's
That's pretty dangerous.
Good. I
hadn't been to a China buffet in probably like 3 years.
That is exciting though when you go for the first time again.
Yeah, I
In a
hadn't
in
been
a
in
long time.
forever.
Anytime you haven't had
And
a
the next
buffet
day
in a
was
while.
horrible.
Well, yeah, you were 5 plates. You were begging to feel like shit for at least 24 hours.
Well, like they get weird about it with the COVID at the buffet.
Well, they want you licking the plates and then putting them back.
Yeah, but like really at this point, it's food open. Like if I'm going in, I'm going in. I know what
Yeah.
I'm doing when I'm going in there. Like you guys, you
I
don't
know
have
what
to like
I'm
go through
doing.
the whole game. You don't have to go through the whole game when we go in there. Like
How big
all
were
the
the
hand
sneeze guards?
sanitizer everywhere.
I bet you they put that on your food too. That's why you felt like shit. They
I
put
feel really bad for all the Chinese people that work in those places because everybody's always like judging them.
Why?
Make sure they have their masks on and stuff.
Mm.
I don't know. I heard people like saying that when I was there. It was not fun.
They're judging the
I think people
that put the
think
food
they
out
can
for them?
get. I think they think they can get the coronavirus easier from Chinese people.
Oh my god. That does not shock me.
No, man, nothing shocks me anymore, man.
That doesn't
Nothing.
shock me. Some people just have irrational thoughts going on.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
I'm
So
blessed.
I wanted to stick on that because Larry took a question and then I still had a question in the chamber. So
what happened to your lighting? Oh, there. it
Oh
is.
no, we're adjusting a little bit.
for
Our
some reason the
camera-
camera likes to adjust mid fucking stream.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I don't
Okay.
know why.
your
Looks
question.
good though.
So the
Nice and
question
lean.
have you guys been scouting? I know you wanted to kind of like have fun, but have you had your ears to the pavement and like following the current landscape of tag team independent wrestling? Is there anybody
Yes.
out there that you've seen and you're like, wow, like that would be a fun match, or that would be a great long feud? Like, are there any teams that come to mind? Like you can see like this could be a feud. We could sink our teeth in with these guys and have like a five match series and really drag it out there. Or is there just a team that you want to like mix it up for the first time with and be like, these guys would be fun?
I spent all of like 2020 not watching wrestling. I like
was
just
tough.
became really. I was focused on so many other things that I didn't watch any wrestling really. And then at the beginning of this year, I started to like allow some wrestling back into my life, and then started to just fall back in love with it again. And at that point, it was watching
on.
as much as I could.
I want to stop you. What got you to fall in love with it again? What were you watching that got you to fall in love with it? What was the main thing? Was it a company? Was it certain wrestlers? Was it like,
That's a good question.
I try sometimes.
It was the excitement around AEW.
Was it I was gonna say like
I mean, that's really it comes right down to that. Really, is that like once they started letting fans back in, that was kind of the big thing there. There was just a lot of excitement going on, and there was a lot of the signings of everybody and all that stuff. And I really enjoyed the YouTube shows because they were putting out like,
once
hour long
week.
shows and just
Yeah.
like matches back to back to back to back. And it was all the top talent from around the country. They were compiling all in one place. So if you wanted to scout anybody, you just watch these shows and you could see pretty much who everybody was and who was out there and
what they're looking for, kind of.
Yeah. And what catches on, what doesn't, how's everybody's bodies look, how does their gear look, you can compare really easy that way. And I really just enjoyed how AEW was presenting wrestling. They were putting it out there on YouTube. They were the excitement was back a little bit for me. And it's not that I didn't enjoy NXT, because I did. I was watching every single week. I didn't miss any of the episodes. And now that they've changed it to what they have, it's not bad. It's just different. And like
It doesn't catch your eye
just
as much,
can
though.
see it's not supposed to. And when you know it's not supposed to, you can enjoy it more, because it's better for them that they can have a show that guys can feel like they can make a mistake. And when you're like going ratings and having Wednesday night wars and Tuesday night wars and like all of that other stuff, man. Like you got guys who are like trying to learn how to do this and completely getting buried if they make a mistake. And right now, like you have to have a place to be able to learn too. So as well as like learn the production quality and learn how to work towards the camera and learn how to listen to a referee when they're giving you cues. WWE is a whole different animal because it's a really highly produced television show. So you have to be able to learn all kinds of different things. It's not just wrestling. There's a lot that goes on with that. AEW is like flying by the seat of their pants, and it's very much the like anything can happen on live TV feeling. And I enjoy that too. So then I have the Pluto TV on my Roku, and they have tons of Impact.
Yeah.
Like old Impact, new Impact. Like I find myself when I come home, I just turn the TV on, it's already on that channel, and I'm just like watching through like old stuff, and I love it. I'd say I probably watch that channel more than any other channel right now as I watch the old Impact channel on that. But they also have a pro wrestling channel that's on Pluto that plays old stuff, and they have Ring of Honors on there. And I was able to catch up on a lot of that stuff too. And I have a lot of friends there that have been doing their thing too. So, you know, wrestling there's so much stuff to watch, and there's so many places for everybody to be. And to be like a professional at what you do, you have to know who's in the game. You know, I remember when I was a kid, I used to read the back of PW Insider, all the arena reports, just to like see everybody's name, because I knew when I was going to make a wrestler and when I was going to be a wrestler and I had to make a name, I didn't want to have one that was already there. So like my crazy brain was like memorizing all of the names and the like those little blurbs, you know, on arena reports around the world, just to like see who the people were. Like that Mr. Ooh La La wrestled everywhere. Did you ever see that?
He's dating himself.
Dude, if you read the back of PW Insider or Pro Wrestling Illustrated, whatever, Mr. Ooh La La is on like every show in the Northeast. Everyone.
Really?
That sounds
I never
like a
even
familiar
saw that
name.
guy.
You never met
You don't
Mr.
know who
Ooh
I'm
La-
talking about?
No.
It sounds familiar.
Oh man. You're gonna have to look. I gotta have to look it up. I'll send you some stuff on Mr. Ooh La La.
All right.
Okay.
We'll have to put this out
Stuff.
and share it.
It's like the Metal Maniac. You know who the Metal Maniac is?
Not a name that sounds familiar, but no.
He used to wrestle on every show that Jimmy Snuka wrestled on. He was partnered with him.
And for any certain reason?
He was always on every show Jimmy Superfly Snuka was on. So I remember always seeing this name, the Metal Maniac, in the back of his books. Like,
That's so weird.
wrestling magazines were my thing when I was a kid, man. I love those things. I didn't read books. I read magazines. That's how I taught myself how to read and stuff.
At least you were reading.
Yeah.
That's what my dad said.
At least he's doing something.
At least you read something.
All right. So back to the initial question before I sidetracked you, like I'm so good at doing. Who's out there now that you've seen that first time matchup, you just want to get in there, have fun, and a tag team you think you could run a long storyline with? Hale, what's your answer? Oh wait.
Yeah, jeez. You see the guys that are in Walter's group in NXT that are tag champs right now?
Imperium.
Imperium.
Yeah.
Man, those guys are good. I would love to wrestle Imperium. I love how physical they are and like big.
I didn't see you going this route.
They very seldom make a mistake. I don't know, they're really good. I like them, and I like oops, sorry guys, dropped the phone there. You have to take that out in post, Larry.
I like how he already knows who does the editing.
Yes, exactly.
What's that? Zachariah Wentz and the other guy that went from TNA to the
MSK.
The Rascals.
Yeah.
I could see having a tremendous feud with those guys. They know their stuff, and size-wise, we'd match up with them really well. They're fast, but then once you catch them, then you can tell a really good story with them. I enjoy watching them too. And on the AEW side of it, I love seeing the growth in the career path from Private Party. They started out real young, right, with us at Northeast Wrestling and amongst other places, but I remember them then, much the way Waves and Curls is kind of doing right now. They just got a chance on AEW as well. But Private Party is a good, solid young team, and they never screw up. Like, that dude does some crazy high flying stuff and like always hits it, always reliable, always nails it. So those guys have come a long way. Their matches are fun to watch. Like I said before, FTR is the dream match. If I could pick one team in the world right now, it would be to wrestle them. And I would bring my A game. That would be the absolute hardest I would ever train physically and mentally for a match for that. I mean, I'm training pretty hard right now. So that's why I'm confident in saying, like, if the opportunity comes, like, I'm ready for that one. Cause a year ago I'd have been like, yeah, right, I couldn't hang with those guys. Not a chance. But I'm ready. So let's do it.
So, all right. So before we let you go, any information as far as tickets and how people can get it and how to watch and all that good stuff?
Yeah, plug all the socials.
For
after we buried social media, now let's use social media to our advantage.
Well, on Facebook, you can always find us under Vik Hale. We're the only team that has our first names as our Facebook address, so it's pretty easy to remember. VIKHALE, Vik Hale. On Instagram, I'm the Now Vic. My Vik Dalishus one was stolen and taken away from me, so I had to start over again. Twitter, I'm at Vik. Maybe on Twitter I'm at Vik Dalishus. I don't know. I'm one of those at Vik Dalishus, at the Now Vic.
You'll have your Twitter underneath it. You'll be all right.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Hal, how about you?
Next Saturday we're going to be at Titan Championship Wrestling. We have the link right on our Facebook. Just click on right there if you want to get tickets. You can buy them online. I know that they have the first 2 rows are already sold out, which is pretty exciting.
Really?
Nice. That's what I saw. So that's pretty cool.
Damn.
And
not sitting front row for that one.
No.
If you guys hear me on the show and you make sure you say hi there, that would be cool. If you happen to be in Totowa, New Jersey, next Friday, we'll also be wrestling there for ISPW. And we're wrestling Leo St. Giovanni and Cheeseburger from Ring of Honor.
That's awesome.
Which is a match that's like so like many different styles all compared, like all in one spot. So it's going to be, I've watched a lot of both of them in the last few weeks to kind of get an idea of what they do and how they'll be. And I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really fun. I haven't had a chance to wrestle Cheeseburger ever or Leo. So it's going to be fun.
All right. Well, Vic,
sounds like it.
We can't wait. We will definitely be there on Saturday. We can't wait to see you guys
with cheesesteaks.
We'll bring cheesesteaks. Yeah,
I'll bring you a fucking cheesesteak.
Yeah. Love it.
So, what kind of cheese you want?
I want that Cooper, man.
All right, so we gotta
there you go.
Find the Cooper.
Yep. So thank you once again. We love having you on the show. Love talking to you, and we can't wait to see you on Saturday night.
I love you guys too. Thank you so much for always having me on. I really, really appreciate it. You stuck with me for a long time, and I'll be with you guys till the end. I love you.
All right.
Have a good night, Vic.
We appreciate that, Vic.
All right, guys.